gatherers, what's up out there? Yeah. With the bandies, I'm with some good gatherers live right now in Stillman, New Jersey. You are amazing. Yeah, Alex, come on. It is a good afternoon, man. Yep. Let's play. I know a lot of you here in this field know this, and some of you gatherers, I know a lot of you regular gatherers also know this, but you know, one of the things that I find so incredible about the gatherings each night is that the majority of you watching this gathering, this particular gathering, right, are actually going to be watching it down the road. You're going to be watching it tomorrow, the next day. And a lot of you who are going to be watching us are going to be watching us for the first time, or you're going to be new to finding out about the band. And so for a while, I will tell you, when we were really in the beginning of this thing, I had just gotten sick myself with coronavirus, and no one was interacting with anyone and doing a socially distanced concert like we're doing this afternoon. And by the way, for those of you watching, I cannot wait. Later on, we're going to have Riley spin you around so that you can see the way that folks have gathered here tonight in person. But these gatherers here that are with us in this field are helping us to prove that we can share music with each other without putting our lives at risk. And it's an inspiring thing to be a part of. Amazing. But for a long while, I was not. We were not playing together. We were separated. Hi there. It's confusing to know how to get to your pod, right? See, this is how cool this is, okay? Because the folks that are setting up these shows are like creating little one-way avenues, and then they're directing people down the one-way because they don't want people to break everybody's social distance space. And so it's actually like sometimes overwhelming when you first show up to find your pod. Am I not right? Am I right? You've ruined the concert and the tour, the entire tour. That's a good entrance is what that is, by the way. That is a good entrance. So my gal Allie and I, at something that you might be watching from just got unplugged. I have no idea. Riley is panicking right now. So Allie and I, after I got better, after I was sick for a little while, we went out to the desert in California, the Mojave Desert, where we have a tiny little cabin in a pile of rocks out there, and we spent some time, and it was such an inspiring couple months. I got to gather with y'all every single night, which was amazing, and get lost out in the desertscape and in the mountains. Where we were, it's a unique kind of desert. They call it the high desert. It's actually at 5,000 feet above sea level. And so it has different weather patterns than most deserts that we think about when we use that word desert. And, anyways, inspired by Allie and that place and the history of that place, I wrote this song called High Desert Woman, and we've been trying to put it together with the band lately. So we've played it at a couple gatherings so far, but if you don't mind, we're gonna try it again on you. Stained letter, I should have known better. From mile 27 down Palm 29, her juniper eyes, that coyote smile, like rust on a sunrise, old leather on pine. She's perfect for me. when she talks. lose my cool when she's looking at me. I fell in love with the hotness of her mom. She's all that I wanted, I'm nothing I've seen. She dance like an angel, swell like a tucker. She's nothing but trouble. She's perfect for me. And I fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in love with the hotness of her mom. She's all that I wanted, like nothing I've seen. She dance like an angel, swell like a joker. She's nothing but trouble. She's perfect for me. I fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in So, you gatherers out there who are not actually here in this magical spot, I have to tell you a little bit about it. We are on. We've had actually the good fortune actually to get. We play, as may not surprise you at this point, we play lots of non-traditional concerts all over the place, all the time, even before coronavirus took over the world. And we've played on some pretty magical, actually, on a number of magical horse farms, as a matter of fact. Yeah, we have. But this is we are in a jaw-droppingly gorgeous place, the kind of place where the folks that own it, obviously, it's just, when you can tell when the owner of a property really is thinking about every single detail, every little thing, and when you're in a spot like that, and it is coupled with kind of magical natural beauty. The people that have created that space have created a space that actually, kind of, in my opinion, breed pretty magical moments, right? And we're in this magical space in the most perfect summer evening with the sun going down behind us. It is unbelievable. So I need to give a huge shout out to, and they are the craziest thing about this is the owners aren't even here. They're not even here. They're not even here right now to appreciate this. That's how generous and incredible they are. They are 3,000 miles away from where we are right now. But when they heard that we were beta testing gatherings, live gatherings, and what we wanted to do, they were some of the first to offer up their place, to have us test our strategy out here. So, Amy and Schaefer, thank you so much. I hope you are watching wherever you are. Okay, so it begs the question, right? Well, if the owners aren't here, who the hell set up the show? Well, that is a really good question. We have two really good friends down here in New Jersey. Rochelle and Bruce have put a lot of work into. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the third partner in crime, Kathy, who was here. How many hours did you spend here, Kathy? A lot. Way more than planned. That's the right answer right there. What's up? Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, Riley is going to spin you around right now to see how cool this is. Don't forget to show Sheer and Norm's sign that they made. Yeah. So this is, and we are like, just so you know about this part of New Jersey, we are on the western side of New Jersey, right near, pretty close to where George Washington crossed the Delaware River, historically speaking. And so we're right near Pennsylvania as well, and we are. I've been talking about this a lot. We are very, very shortly, like days away from opening up applications for live gatherings, so you all can open up your backyards. They do not have to be as magical as this horse farm.
No pressure.
But I will say this. I want to encourage all of you watching who want to. You have to read. There is a tremendous amount of work that goes into putting one of these together. And literally people's lives are at stake if it's not taken serious, if the process is not taken seriously, right? So, but I want to encourage you all to read up on what it takes. We are putting together. That's what's taking so long for the applications to go live, because we're refining the wording, and we want to make sure that when you're ready to apply, you can really take some time to decide whether or not it's for you, because it's not going to be for everybody. There are a lot of states right now, like Pennsylvania. If we were right across the border in Pennsylvania, us being from Massachusetts, we would have to quarantine for 2 weeks when we came back to Massachusetts. And one of the things that is incredibly important to us as a band and as a team is that we are following all of the state's guidelines when it comes to wearing masks, when it comes to travel, when it comes to how many people that can gather at once. And so, but I don't want that to discourage you from applying, because these, as we all know, things are changing every day with this thing. And I hope that things get a little bit better, little by little. And I don't know when clubs are going to open up and traditional touring is going to open up, but as soon as we can, we're going to be bringing music to wherever you are. That's our mission, all right? But yeah. Okay, but we're going to play a song for Rochelle. She was the ringleader in the setup of this tune, and in the setup of this show, and this is she told me that she likes this song a lot. I knew she liked this song a lot, and it's very fitting for Rochelle. It is one called "Hippie Girl." She don't like socks. She keep her hand jewelry in a handmade box. She got the nappy head beneath the torn bandana. She likes Jonah Mitchell and the old Santana. But she folds to the left and she dances to the right. She's the one to keep me up all night. Come on, the tongue cuts like a mother. She's singing love with another. Trying to run before the cover. Put it on and on till I'm sleeping back like a candle. She lights me up like a candle. I drink it down like a handle. I'm gonna, yeah. A hippie girl live in a shack on a hill down in Jersey where the world is still. She gets all the best green from a farm down the road. I need a creek in the holler where the cops don't go. But she drives to the right, she votes to the left. She's the one that they like the best. Come on, tongue cuts like a letter. She's saying love with another. Trying to know for the cover. Put it on and on till I'm sneaking back like a vandal. She lights me up like a candle. Drink it down like a handle. I'm gonna, hey, whoa. Patchouli. 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 Vegan burrito. She don't shave nothing cause it ain't a style. If we go to the mountain, plan to stay a while. She will weave you a belt, then she'll take you down to the drum circle at the edge of town. She dies to the right, suppose to the left. She's the one that I like the best. Come on, tongue cuts like butter. She's saying love with another. Down for the cover. Put it on and on till I'm sneaking back like a vandal. Lights me up like a candle. Drink it down like a handle. Come on, tongue cuts like a butter. She's been wild with another. Down for the cover. Put it on and on till I'm sneaking back like a vandal. She lights me up like a candle. Drink it down like a handle. I'm gonna, hey, Man, I wish you gatherers online could have seen the row of ladies in the back of this paddock throwing down during that song. All right, I'll tell you what. We did this a little bit when we were on tour sometimes. But you know what? Let's go down the line and do. Karina, will you make a request? We'll go. Karina and Alex Pocha, you guys will each call a song. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. Don't look at the list down there. Don't look at. You can't look at the list.
Switching to whiskey.
Were you hoping for that one? You know, appropriate to this particular request. Riley, when you get a chance, when you are not putting out fires on the soundboard or the camera, there is some whiskey in the barn, and thank you. Don't worry, I got enough to get me through this song. Oh, Rochelle. Look at Rochelle go. Isn't she the best? Thank you, Rochelle. All over this country, gatherers, we have incredible people surrounding this band and this music, and I never cease to be inspired and amazed by them. So, anyways, yeah. A lot of them are in this field right now. Most of the night, sipping this beer, feeling alright with my old buddies lined up at the bar. Jukebox playing soft and low, got to pay my tab, hit the road and just my love. Someone played that song. Now I'm switching to whiskey before the memory gets me. Feel it to the top, let it bind me all the way down. Won't drown my sorrow, it's over tomorrow. Tonight I fly so high I can't be found. Till I don't care, she don't even miss me. I'm switching to whiskey. Night she took my breath away, dancing like a carousel on fire. Through the barroom smoke, her blue eyes shining, holding her like she was mine. And the beer ain't strong enough to ease my mind. No, I'm switching whiskey before the memory gets me. Top, let it burn me all the way down. Don't drown my soul, so up tomorrow. Tonight I fly so high I can't be found. Come on, lean on Jack, shot the shot. gin and whiskey. Switch it. So sweet. Alex, what you feel like doing, man?
Oh yeah, I forgot. What if we do Erica?
I knew you were gonna say that one too. Thanks, Riley. By the way, gatherers, that's Riley. You're having her pour whiskey into your cup? For years and years and years, Karina was the only gal in this group, and it's like good juju to have a second gal in the family. It's pretty good. All right. Alex's request was a song called Erica. It's very funny. Erica is a song so I got called by this great guitarist. I got a call from this great guitarist. He's just this amazing guitar player. He played with us a couple times. Alex, and I think that he might have. Jake? Did Jake play with us when Jake Herzog? Did he?
Jake Herzog.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you just enunciated his name.
So Jake Herzog is a great, incredible guitarist, and was he close friends with Rob, our old bassist? Is that what it was? That
Yeah,
he was.
And he also went to school with my brother.
Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha. So it was just this amazing electric guitar player, and every once in a while we would play a show, and he would show up, and we'd have him sit in with the band, and we had a couple shows where we just had him come and play electric guitar all night, which was really cool. Those of you that know the history of the band, that is something that has never been a part of the band before, and it just was very cool. Anyways, I got a call from Jake. He's part of this project called The Young Presidents, and they were putting together this album, and they were bringing some amazing talent together to record the album. Ivan Neville, one of the Neville brothers, and Corey Glover, the lead singer for a band called Living Color, for those of you that, thank you. I know, I was excited about it too, yeah. And so they wanted me to sing a couple of the songs on their album that they were putting together, which I thought was like a super huge honor. And they played me the songs that they were thinking about, and I was like, I'll tell you what, how about I come into New York? How about we kind of rewrite these songs a little bit? Why don't we work on these songs a little bit, and we really dig into them together? And they were super cool about it. It was a really interesting process. Jake and this guy Mitch and I sat around, and we kind of rewrote these songs, and we ended up putting them on the album. They are on the waiting list of songs that I will share at gatherings sooner or later. And the reason I'm telling you all this, we actually just got a call from a fella that manages a bunch of country artists down in Nashville, who he wants to submit one of those songs for this country artist to listen to. So that's how this works down when you're a country artist down in Nashville. There are incredible songwriters writing all the time, all these songs, right? And that last song I wrote. Keeping my whiskey away from that. there are these incredible songwriters that team up and they write these songs, and those songs are submitted to country artists. And sometimes those country artists will record them on an album. And sometimes they'll be big famous country artists, and sometimes they will be coming up country artists. And so this manager called us up just this week and just said, hey, this song that you guys did, I want to submit it to one of my kind of coming up artists. And obviously we all said, yeah, awesome. The reason I am bringing this up right now is because Jake is married to a gal named Erica. And when I was working on rewriting his song, the first idea I came up with ended up becoming this song, Erica, eventually. It started off like a piece of it. I took a piece of the song that they were working on, and I added a piece of what is Erica now, and I played it for them, and Jake was like, yeah, they say that, really I think we want to stay away from putting somebody's specific name in this song. And so we went in another direction with the song, which was cool. I took the idea that I had, and I started thinking, okay, well, I got this damn idea with Erica in it. Who is Erica? At this point, right? Like, where am I gonna go? And so as I was writing this song, I started thinking, okay, and sometimes a character can represent a specific person, but in this particular case, for me, what helped me write this song was Erica ended up becoming just a metaphor for this community of people that continue to inspire me and my musicians. It is such an incredible thing as a songwriter, especially one that has spent years and years not having a lot of people listen to them, to have fans, to have people that want to come and hear the words to the song, that have requests, that want to dance when their favorite song gets played. That is an amazing thing. It's never lost on me, the amazingness of that. And so I tried to take this character, Erica, and I tried to take all those positive, inspired feelings that I was having and squash them all into this one person that I was making up. And that's what became this song. So, good request, Alex. I don't know if I've ever talked about the background of the song before. So, all right. She liked coffee in the morning, butter on her bread. She likes the sound of danger, but she plays it safe instead. She likes all the nasty weather, she will take it every time. Cause she says nothing's feeling better than those first rays of sunshine. And she struts along the path that she's on. Says you cannot know the right road when you're worried that it's wrong. Ooh, Erica, you've got us spinning like a drug. You're stronger, and that's how we love. And when you walk into the room, we all go. Your philosophy while she's cutting up your floor. She drinks Jameson and Jameson and Jameson some more. She's always eating vegan except for bacon when it's around. Cause Erica believes that moderation keeps you grounded. She said, boys, play it fast and play it rough. spot behind our eyes. Moments hesitation. Here comes Erica. She said, let's go howl at the moon. Here comes Erica. You know we do it all for you. Ooh, Erica. You've got us spinning like a drug. Your smile, that's us how we love. When you walk into the room, we all go na 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 na. We go na 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 na. We go na 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 na. We go na 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 na. Ooh na 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 na. Yeah. The coolest thing about this magical afternoon is that with each passing minute, it gets better and better. It cools down just a little bit. The colors come out just a little bit. Woo. All right. Pache, what you got, man?
I was wondering why I was last choosing.
I'm last,
of all.
man. I am last.
Yeah, you haven't been choosing at all tonight. Get him.
The gatherings have really brought out a sassy side of Pache that I really enjoy.
Let's do one that I don't know. Let's do Rain Song.
Oh, yeah.
What key was that in? C. I'll try the upright.
This is, I love, so as a lot of you know that are watching, the Gathering series has brought out, you can't play 155 shows in a row and just play the same 20 favorite songs that your fans dig, and luckily, you know, we have never been the kind of group that had, I don't know if this is a lucky thing, we've never had a hit song, right? But luckily, nobody knows us. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. I know, yes, thank you very much. You are making me feel better about myself. Thank you. More that, right, as a songwriter, I love a variety of music, and I write a lot of songs, as many of you know, and to be in front of the same, and I know there are new gatherers all the time, but there are also gatherers that have been with us. Somebody here told me that she's only had to miss one gathering. Is that right? Is that right? And it was for your high school reunion, is it? Your high school graduation is the only reason. That is the coolest thing, right? And but so it's a really, and it's an interesting thing for any musician that goes on tour. When you go on a stage and you begin a show, you have an audience, and some of those audience members maybe only know one of your songs, right? Maybe they only know your most recent album, but you also have some audience members that know everything you've ever done, right? And you want to play, and I know a lot of artists feel the same way. You want to, us as performers, we want you all to like us And we want y'all to have a good time when you come to see us. And we want you to walk away from a concert feeling inspired. And it's really hard when you have a whole community of people showing up, all listening to the music in different ways, right? So anyways, the really cool thing about the Gathering series, right, is really gotten a chance, as many of you know, for me to dig deep into the reservoir of songs that I've written over the years, but also it's given us a chance as a band to kind of dig into some of the songs that when we're on a stage and we know that there are people in the audience that have paid money to see us and they're coming out to see us and they may only see us that one night and they don't have a chance to see us again, we want to make sure they get some number of the most popular songs that we know, just in case, right? And this format has really freed us in a lot of ways from that. The song the Pocha requested is a song called Rain Song, and it's one of a series of songs that I wrote in my battles with depression, and I think it's I think it's a hopeful song. Maybe you guys can weigh in on this after we're finished here, but I'm glad that you wanted us to try it. It's called the Rain Song. For days, all around tries to wash away this old town to become an ocean, but it won't today, and I will not be the rain. Taste sweeter than the love we waste, and I will not be the rain. Will not be the rain. Will not be rain this time. I will be testament to my band members on that one. I totally went off into my own world on that outro of that song. They had no idea what I was playing, and they followed along. I don't know how many of y'all noticed. If you didn't, that's because they're that good that they can cover up all my mistakes. It's amazing.
We never make mistakes.
You didn't notice her lemon? Oh, it's the best moment of my summer. Are you kidding me? Okay, so this is one of two backyard gatherings we are doing this weekend. Tomorrow we are going to be playing from a backyard in Connecticut. Do you all remember the town? Wilton, Connecticut? Wilton, Connecticut. We're going to be. So pretty fun adventure. And it's funny, and I wonder if our hosts, Rochelle, Bruce, and Kathy will agree on this. There is a little voice in my head as we're setting this up, because we're not only setting up a show, and we're not only setting up a weird show in a different backyard every single night that we do this, right? But we're also setting up cameras and a computer for a live stream. And the hosts are running around trying to figure out how the hell to set up a pod grid for their guests. And there's always a voice in my head that is saying, oh man, this is really a lot of work to do this. Is this really worth it? And then every single time that we get to sit down and real human beings show up, and it almost feels like we're living in a normal world again for a little while. And we get to share the most important moments. So anyways, the voice in my head now is telling the earlier voice to shut the hell up. So for you gatherers in the field, we're gonna, even though we're gonna play one more song online, we're gonna hang out and play a few more with you all and watch this sunset. Is that cool? For those of you watching out there, I want to thank Riley, our Adam Ezra Group moderator tonight online. She's not only been running the sound and the camera work, but she's also been chatting to our community this entire time. I'm not sure who from our team is representing us on Rally Sound, but thank you so much for being here with us. Thanks to our friends from Well Told. I know some of you out here in this field are holding up your... I love that. Everywhere we go, man. If you know this song, feel free to sing along with us, okay? Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady, river you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the bank. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to the land raise up your glass. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments past lightning won't come again. May our lives all burn bright, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is true. Let us drink one of me. Let us drink one of you. Let us drink one to those who want with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us do one down slow. Let us do one down fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Thank you, gatherers. I feel grateful to be with you tonight, and I feel lucky to be alive right now. And hope you please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another, and we will see you tomorrow. Cheers.